How's that? Okay, now my mic is on. So I'm going to say good morning again. Good morning, friends. This is One Yard Wednesday. Friends near and far. How's that? Okay, I shouldn't touch it. I should just tape it to my arm and not touch it. Anyway, I'm Colleen from GEDesigns, Fussing with Technology, and producing today is Mr. GP, and he is having a great day. He's anticipating another snowboarding trip, and so we're all happy here. We're missing, of course, Mr. HP and Gudrun, who are on a cruise in the Bahamas with a bunch of cruisers who are quilting, who look like they're having so much fun. I'm gonna have to get me on one of those cruises sometime. So, One Yard Wednesday, as you know, is the show where we feature fabulous fabrics, making them out using fun and creative ideas at fantastic prices. And today is Christmas in January. It's our second Christmas in January already. But today our collection is all around the Tomtes, and I'll tell you, Tomten is the plural of Tomte. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. The quilts on the set, let's start there. The quilt behind GP is Phoenix, and that is a really fun and easy and quick quilt. Now it's hanging on its side, but obviously it can hang in any direction, and it's a fun quilt. The one that's behind him is made out of flannel, and it's a great flannel quilt because the blocks are large and fun and soft and warm. The quilt behind me is an important quilt because it is Winnie, and Winnie is available as a part of our virtual Stripology retreat that's coming up. Winnie, I'm going to brag, I actually made this Winnie. I love testing new patterns. I feel it's sort of like being backstage at a rock concert, right? I get something new, something fun, something different, and I really love that about my job. Well, Winnie was a fun project, and I would encourage you all to participate in the Stripology retreat if you haven't done one before, and if you have, you know how fun they are. It's 3 days of really fun events. In fact, we're meeting later this morning to talk about the itinerary, which I can assure you will be full of fun. So let me show you the bundle that if you participate in the retreat, this is the bundle that you would receive if you chose Clover and Dot, which is what I used for Winnie. The Stripology retreats are really special because they're always brand new patterns, and this bundle plus this background and these bindings will make 2 quilts. The 2 quilts are Winnie, of course, and Billy. And aren't they fun? Again, fun to do new and interesting images, and always just fun to see what's on Gudrun's mind. And then there's always a third project in the retreat box. This time it will be a little. That's all I can tell you about it. I'm sworn to secrecy on that too. And it's a brand new little pattern. The little kits are being put together, and again, can't wait to see that. But I want to be sure you know what the dates are for this retreat, which is virtual. And they are March 15th through 17th and March 20th through the 22nd. And it's hard to even imagine getting together with people all over the world via Zoom. But it really is a fun experience. People make friends. People make actually long-term friends from the retreat. So put the Stripology retreat on your wish list, and if you aren't already registered, register for that. See all of the bundle options that are available. I think there are something like 15 choices, so something for everyone. And just remember, you'll make 2 quilts during this retreat. So fun. All righty. I do have a question. My question today is, what are Tomten? I want to show you some Tomten fabric, and later on we'll talk about what Tomten are. Alrighty, some of you I'm sure already know. Let's take a look at the fabric today. It's really fun. So the first fabric I have for you is Tomten's. These, of course, are all Tomten's for us. This one is called this is called Foxes in Light Blue. So look at these fun Tomtens, and of course the reindeer, the lantern, the fox, the trees, the rabbits, all covered with snow. And this is so fun. Tomtens, Foxes, Light Blue. The next one is Tomten, Foxes, Navy. Let me move that over so you can still see the light blue. There's navy. Isn't that pretty? It's a real pretty. Now this, of course, I think of this as day, and I think of this one as night. And so this looks like a night sky, which is so pretty. Different view of the fox, a little different view of the reindeer here. I'm assuming, or, maybe it's a caribou, not sure. I don't know my horned animals as much well as I should. Look, this one's got a rabbit sitting on its back. This is really so cute. I also want to talk about Dina, because these would be fun for Dina, because Dina, which is our quilt along starting next week, is great for fabrics that are directional. Love that. Oh, someone said, thank you, Jerry. She said, yes, would be a fun Dina quilt. Next up, Tomten's Hearts Dark Blue. So this is a dark blue, not navy, but they all go together so well, as you can see. And the Tomtens are tossed with hearts. Now this, of course, it would go with these. This also looks to me like Valentine's Day because of the hearts. So these fabrics are really, I think, very versatile and will serve you well in lots of different kinds of projects. The next fabric is the placemat panel. And the placemat panel has 6 traditional Tomten images, and let me show you what I did with one of the placemats. Now, for my taste, they're a little small all on their own for placemats, but the images are really so cute. So I took one, and I just did a simple quilt as you go, actually this one. So I did a simple quilt as you go. So I used our Durafuse quilt as you go batting, and I fused that to the circle burst on the back. Here's my actual placemat from the panel. I did a little stitching sort of around this to give it a pieced look. I added an inner border and an outer border and a binding. Now this is closer to 14 by 18, a nice small placemat size. This would also be great as a trivet. You could put these all together and make a table runner. These are fabulous little projects. All right, so that is the placemat panel. Let me just fold that one up. Next up is the 5-inch square panel. Now this one is also really cute. It has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it has 40 5-inch squares. I think that's what I counted earlier. So I thought, well, what 5-inch square quilt would this make? And we have a lot of them, and I couldn't decide, and so I thought I'm just going to go simple. So of course I made myself a couple little coasters. So here is, of course, this one, and here is this one down here. And how I accomplished those was simple. I used the red a nice red, I'll show you in a bit. I've got a 6.5 by 6.5 piece of the the backing, and then I've got a 6 by 6 piece of my, I'm questioning my dimensions here now that I look at it. So I think actually I ended up making that bigger. I'll post the actual dimensions on the blog so you know. But anyway, you can, yeah, I would have made this 5 by 5. That's what I did wrong. I was so excited, GP, because I was so prepared. And now this is the wrong dimension. So this should be 5 by 5. So ignore 6 by 6 on here. So regardless, I fused the quilt as you go batting to the backing, and then I sewed 2 sides, and then I turned it right side out, and then just brought this side in and rolled it and did a little narrow hem. So now that I thought I was so prepared, I can see it's the wrong dimension. So this one, 5 by 5, the same as the square. Holy schmoly. All right, so there is my my panel for those little 5-inch squares, which again, you can do all kinds of things. These would be cute as little images on the front of a little bag. These images are just darling and would show up in all kinds of fun ways. And then the final yardage today is the Tomte cushion panel. So this is 4 large images, roughly 16 by 16. And let me show you how fun they are. Each one is different. And then this one with the Tomte riding the reindeer or the caribou, not sure. What do you think it is, GP?
I have no idea, if I'm being honest.
You're a novice on it. And then look at how cute. So cute. So, you know, they're called cushion panels, but this would be also just a great charger for under a plate on your table, or a great centerpiece, mat, all kinds of, like I say, fun images, great bags. So these would make great gift bags. So all kinds of things. So in addition to the Tomte, I did a bit of a pull because you want to add a couple of things to this. And the fabrics I added were canvas after midnight, because it's got a real nice dark and light blue. So I felt like it really complemented all of the shades of blue. Thatched crimson, which is a beautiful red, and not too bright and not too orange, just a real pretty red that goes with each and every one. This is Toscana Emerald Isle. Again, a really pretty green, not too bold and not too bright. I'm looking for how it might fit with some of the greens in the panels, and I liked this one a lot. And finally, Circle Sunburst Platinum, because you're going to need something that might look like snow. And this is a great one because it's got lots of variations in whites and grays. So it really lends itself to blending in with all of the images in the Tomte. So those are our fabrics today. Last time we had Christmas in July, I suggested buy one of everything or more. Download a pattern or two, or your thoughts on what you want to do with this, and put this in your box with Christmas gifts or Christmas projects. And then around about November, when you go to pull this out, you'll remember why you bought it and what you thought you might do with it. If you're like me, by the time November runs around, you'll pull this out and you'll think, I loved that. I don't remember what I was going to do with it, but I really loved it. So just jot yourself some notes so that you're all ready when you have time to prepare. Although you can certainly make these year round. So fun. So I have a notion. This is my notion this week. It's called I Heart My Quilting Friends. It's a little ruler that's 2.5 inches by 6 inches. And it's not very often we show rulers other than Stripology rulers, but as you know, every once in a while we need a little ruler right at our fingertips when we're trimming some binding or needing to make some sort of a small mark. I have one of these in my travel case. I have one of these at my sewing machine here at the GE Stripology classroom, and I have one near my sewing machine at home. It's one of my favorites. It's creative grids, so like all creative grids, it's got the non-slip on the back. And one of the things I really love about it is it has markings for full inch and markings for half inch, which is the pink one, markings for 1/4 inch, and markings for 1/8 inch. So this is going to be really handy when you're working on littles of any kind, because you can really see those smaller denominations. So I heart my quilting friends. Also, just a reminder, Valentine's Day coming up. Grab yourself one, to you, from you, to GP from you, to all your quilting friends. They'll all love I Heart My Quilting Friends from Creative Grids. That's my notion for today. I'll show them at the end. All right, let's talk about Tomte. What is a Tomte? Any ideas? Probably some of you already know. Well, let me tell you, Tomten is the plural of Tomte. Tomten are not gnomes, and they are not Santa Claus. The Scandinavian countries that have, and others who have a Tomte in their home or on their farm, are very specific about that. Tomten are characters that live in homes and live in barns, and they look after the families there and the livestock if they're in your barn. They are fun characters, they're small characters, and they are pattering around at night, keeping them safe, keeping their people and their livestock safe. They really have an affinity for neatness. So as the folklore goes, if you visit a farmer who has a barn that's neat, chances are there's a Tomte living there. If you visit a farm that has a barn that's messy, chances are they do not have a Tomte. So one of my favorite sort of stories that I discovered on my favorite go-to place for all things information, Google, is that if you go to if you're a farmer and you go out to your barn in the morning and 2 of your cows have their tails knotted together, you can be sure that your Tomte was busy doing some mischief during the night. So that's what a Tomte is, and that's what you see in all of these fabrics. Fun. I had no idea. If they leave presents, I really want to get one though. All right, let's look at the fabrics one more time and talk about the notions and talk about the retreat one more time. So much fun happening. Here we go. First of all, we'll start with the pull, the blenders. Now, just a reminder, I have these labeled like this because they're not One Yard Wednesday prices. They're great collaborators, great blenders for these fabrics, but not One Yard Wednesday prices. So Circle Burst Platinum, Emerald Isle, Thatched Crimson, and Canvas After Midnight. If you have been a member of the Color Club, you may even have some of these colors in your stash. And then the fabrics themselves, this is the Tomte cushion panel, so 4 images that are large, 16 by 16, each one unique and so cute. The Tomte, this is the 5-inch squares, and you'll remember with the 5-inch squares that I did these cute little mug rugs or coasters using, of course, our favorite Quilt As You Go batting. And then the next panel is the placemat panel, and this is 6 unique images. Again, so cute. And the placemat project that I did with just one placemat to show, I took the placemat image itself, put an inner border around it, and these are the borders actually from the panel. So these are already there. Added a red, added a blue that is dark like the background, and then some binding, and love that one. And then up is the fun one. This is the Village Hearts Dark Blue. So these little Tomtens floating around, not directional, with hearts, super cute. Christmas, Valentine's, anytime you want something cute and whimsical, you could call on this one. And then the Foxes Dark Navy. So again, I think of this as night sky and day sky. So pretty. I love this dark navy. and then the light sky or the light blue with the same prints, the trees, and look at this little Tomte poking around the tree here. They're very playful and mischievous. They're probably hiding in other trees. I just haven't found them yet. Other things on our list this week are, of course, my favorite little ruler that is called I Heart My Quilting Friends, 2.5 inch by 6 inches, creative grids, so super handy. Trying to think where the best place to look at that is. I think I'm going to, even though it's the wrong dimension, I'll put it there so you can see. The snips were my notion last week, and June wants you to know that we've restocked the snips. They were real popular. We ran out too quickly, so if you were hoping to grab snips, they are back in stock. So grab my favorite Dura snips. And then the quilt behind me, as you know, is Winnie, and Winnie is from the Clover and Dot option for the virtual Stripology retreat. And the retreat, as participating in the retreat, you'll make 2 quilts from this particular bundle or any of the bundles you choose. You'll get plenty of background and binding for both quilts that are part of the retreat. And then here is a little bit more about the retreat. You'll be making Winnie and Billy and a surprise little, which is super cute. The dates for the retreats are March 15th through 17th and 20 through 22, and they are virtual and via Zoom, and tons of fun. It's a virtual adventure. I can tell you it's a virtual adventure. Last year it was a virtual adventure boat trip up the Mississippi River from New Orleans to Atlanta and to Minneapolis. I can't tell you the locations, I can't tell you anything else, but it's fun building in all these details and making it a real experience for you, as well as some tasty treats and some prizes, which are also awesome. So check out the Stripology retreat. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Did I miss anything, GP?
Don't think so. I think we're good.
All right. Well, another One Yard Wednesday has finished. We're finishing here. Thanks so much for tuning in, new friends and old friends. Thanks for the thumbs up and the hearts. We sure love that. We hope you have a great day. Grab your Stripology ruler, grab some fun fabric, and make yourself something wonderful today. And we'll see you next time.